Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, they're going camping. Now, Holmes and Watson, they pitch their tent under the stars and they go to sleep. In the middle of the night, Holmes wakes Watson up. Holmes says, Watson, look up at the stars. Tell me what you see. Watson looks up at the stars and he says, Holmes, Sherlock, I see millions of stars. I see stars with planets around them, and even if a few of them have planets, it's quite likely that some of those planets are like our planet Earth, and if even a couple of those planets are like Earth, then it may just be that there is another form of life out there. Holmes says, no, Watson, you clown. Someone's stolen our tent. I remember starting out in ministry. I was a punk 17-year-old kid, straight out of high school, serving in our church youth ministry. And I was learning how to put on the best programs, reach the most kids, have the biggest connect group or tribe or service or campus. I remember spending 60, 70, 80 hours a week in that church building, maxing out my physical, my mental capacity week after week, spending every waking moment to do everything I possibly could to bring this youth ministry success. I was on a freight train, pedal to the metal, all roads lead to growth. We would set target numbers. I remember setting target numbers for myself every year, every quarter, every event, every service. I would have target numbers everywhere. And I wanted to hit those numbers so bad that I would give anything for these numbers. An obsession for progression. And you know what? We saw stuff happen. It was good. We hit some of those numbers. We saw growth. We rolled on and on and on. And it was fantastic. You guys ever get those Facebook notifications that pop up? Those anniversaries? So I got a 12-year anniversary Facebook notification pop up on my Facebook not too long ago. And I saw a bunch of the students that were in my youth ministry. And so I click on it and I look at it and I'm asking myself, what are these guys up to? Okay. So I look and they were not up to the things that we had trained or put on these services for, and how did that make me feel? I've devoted myself most of my life to building the church and running programs and training up the next generation and creating incredible moments in services. And I have an emotional, personal connection to the work I've done. But that moment caused me to ask myself, what does transformation really look like? Throughout the nation, we have seen changes in church attendance. We've seen fluctuations in numbers, changes in people subscribing to Christianity, and ebbs and flows of the amount of people attending Christian gatherings. We see huge meetings and we see small pockets of people, but are we actually seeing people's lives change? Last year, we at the World Evangelical Alliance asked this question to ourselves, and we found some startling results. In partnership with George Barner, we gathered data on biblical engagement and found that while 80% of Americans believe in God, 74% call themselves Christian, and 22% attend church weekly, only 7% of Americans have a biblical worldview, based on a number of foundational and functional questions that we asked in a nationwide poll. 7%, and this number has been out there over this weekend already a number of times. 7%. So it appears to us that there is not necessarily a qualified correlation between attendance and understanding. And I find myself today asking myself, could it be that in our pursuit of multiplication, we've missed addressing transformation? Could it be that Christians have become so obsessed with church that we've forgotten to address change? Could it be that just like Dr. Watson, we are so focused on what's out there that we've forgotten that someone has stolen what is ours. Dr. Bernard last night so powerfully spoke about what set the Christians apart from their Roman counterparts in the early church. Their extreme way of living soon won them the territory of purity and austerity in the hearts and the minds of the Roman Empire. They owned these higher virtues in the context of their empirical moral destitution. Someone has stolen what we own. Young people today reject Christianity not because Christianity isn't cool enough. They're rejecting it because they see other groups exercising more compassion for the marginalized. They are rejecting it because they see other groups exercising less financial disrepute, and they have more unity than us. It's time that we take back the virtues that we all know that are in this book. And the hope that I have, and us at the WEA has, is that 33% of people in this country would hear the word of God, engage with it, and be transformed by it by the year 2030. We can see transformed minds and lives in our lifetime. We can see a tectonic shift towards the ways of God in our time. We have everything we need, and we can make a difference. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of the mind." We want to see a transformation. So we at the WEA have established the Transform Hub, a vision to not only increase the weight of the arrow as we shoot, the arrow that we shoot as a Christian body, but to sharpen the arrowhead. We're collaborating with George Barna at the moment to build an information hub. This is where we will increase the depth of learning about the key factors in the growth and the impact of Christianity, and organize research for distribution and implementation. We're creating data procuring functions with the goal of giving churches an ability to have deep insights into their own congregations and then comparing them to local and national averages. In the education space particularly, as you guys heard earlier, we've partnered with Chuck Stetson and the Essentials in Education to place the Bible in front of 650 high schools across 45 states, reaching over 150,000 young people. We've seen legislation change in 9 states and of 6 more states considering the bill this year. We are transforming biblical education in churches as well, developing courses to equip church leaders with the knowledge of the Bible's influence on contemporary culture. We're building a course at the moment to teach the Bible at a deep level in churches in the 131 countries that we have a presence in. Culture Shapers, we are here at an amazing time. I've already connected with a number of you, but if you haven't connected with me yet, we're looking for collaboration. We're looking for church partners. We're looking for partners, for people to come on board, to connect with us. We're looking for financial partners, for education partners. We're looking for research partners. So if this is something you're interested in, come introduce yourself after, give me a business card, but we'd love to connect. But Culture Shapers, we have an insight. We have insight to acquire. We have work to do. We have people to reach. But what I do know is that we have incredible hope. We were placed here for such a time as this. And what I do know is that the words that do go out from this word will not return void. They will accomplish what he desires, and they will achieve the purpose for which he sent it. Thank you.
All right, please welcome our education.